The sun, our primary source of light, warmth, and energy for life on Earth. A faraway ball of gas that our solar system revolves around. Only one star within a universe filled with them. Or at least, that is what we are told about the sun. Disclaimer, the producers of this documentary are like 9, and even they know not to believe everything they find on the internet. Over the centuries, human perception of the sun has changed many times, from being the fiery incarnation of gods to our modern understanding of a massive sphere of turbulent plasma. However, a new groundbreaking belief has recently arisen. Not everyone subscribes to the general scientific consensus of the sun's existence. This is Dr. Iad, who will be conducting this endeavor of uncovering the sun's secrets. Dr. Iad has had aspirations for NASA since childhood, but instead turned to criticism and analysis of the scientific community in adulthood.
Every time a new theory on the sun comes out, people insist on holding on to the previous belief, even if it's outdated. They say, oh, there's a reason that people believe in the old way, or you're not even a real doctor. But they refuse to examine real, stolid fact. Now, that's my mission. My mission is to uncover the solid truth, not scientific theory. Now, I say theory because you can't actually prove anything about the sun. No one's ever been there. How do you know? Tell me! Just tell me!
It's not just washed-up astronomer wannabes that doubt the sun. Regular citizens are also becoming increasingly disillusioned.
I sent out a call to residents of the Canada area to hear their takes on the sun. 3 called back and said that they would agree to speak in this documentary and say what they've always been afraid to say for fear of ridicule. We're talking to the first one now.
Indian peacocks. Oh, jeez, you scared me. Give me a minute. I wasn't doing anything. I don't know too much about the sun. It's like there, but I can't touch it or look at it directly. All I know about it is what I find on Google. My teacher tells me not to trust everything I find on the internet, but since it's my only source, I'm a little conflicted. Anyway, it is a mystery. For something that illuminates, methinks it sure is enigmatic.
Did you rip that off of an online poetry group?
Yes. The sun! I honestly don't know how I feel about the sun. It's pretty far away and it doesn't affect my life very much. Except sunburn. Which is fine because I already burn myself every day anyway. On the stove. Committing arson. In the mirror. Does your pituitary gland work at all? Ooh, burn! You know, if the sun didn't exist, I'd probably be fine off.
Well, you seem to have quite the interest in light and heat, which the sun actually produces, so maybe you'd be more interested in that.
You can't prove anything! Sun. Personally, I think it's my greatest inspiration. It helps me grow like a flower, mentally and physically. Watch! Let me show you! I'm literally solar powered. Watch as oh! Sorry, I need this. I need this. Watch as I step into the shade and help me! Help me! Help me out! Help me, I can't get out! Help me! So yeah, I think the
sounds pretty important. Is that water with food coloring? What? No, it's 1989 Pinot Noir imported from the luscious vineyards of Normandy.
However, not everyone has such a sunshiny attitude or quiet contemplation of the sun. Here is a group of protesters whose only mission in life is to fight the sun.
Block the sun! Block the sun!
These radicals employed extensive use of sunblock and sunglasses, while rallying against the sun itself.
You know, all this sun, it just really gets in my way, especially since it's so hard to block light. Like, every dang day of my life, I have to wake up and face this thing, this gosh darn sun. Like, did I ask for this? When was I asked about the sun being forced on my person? Do you even know how harmful radiation is to our children? No one is being informed about radiation, and the government is just like injecting it into our children. Like, it's poisonous. Okay, radiation gives you skin cancer. Which is why I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight the sun. We're making a movement here. This is a freaking democracy!
The sun is seriously messing with my shades of cool and giving me summertime sadness. The way it attacks my skin, why does it have to be so ultraviolet? Why can't it just leave me in my dark paradise? After all, we were just born to die. Clearly, a wide range of people express disgruntlement over the sun for various reasons. The one consensus they all agree on is that the sun is real and very far away. They continue to believe in the concept of the sun's existence. However, Dr. Ian looks to challenge even this bit of basic information.
If there's two things that everyone knows about the sun, it's that it's a big ball of gas out in space really far away, or, depending on how old you are, it might have sunglasses and a smiley face. All that is exactly what they want you to think. Common sense is greatly damaging to our cognitive function. We tend to believe what authority tells us without questioning it, or even looking for proof. Except now, authority isn't church or state. It's underfunded scientists who went to too much school.
Dr. Ian has called in a NASA official to further investigate this fallacy. They meet now to discuss the legitimacy of the sun as an actual object on the physical plane.
Hello and welcome, Dr. Roll. Thank you for agreeing to this consultation today.
It's my pleasure! Hey, you look kind of familiar. By any chance, were you part of a NASA training group like A1119 10 years ago?
No, me? Never! I do infomercials.
Oh, I'm sorry. That explains it.
Yeah. I love those things. Who doesn't? Anyway, I brought you here today for a close re-examination of the sun's existence. Can you tell me about the scientific discourse on that?
Well, Doctor, the general scientific discourse on this topic can be summed up in 3 words. It is real.
Well, that goes against my entire project.
Well, yes, I suppose it does.
That's all my work for nothing.
I think you should have Googled the sun before you started.
Look, you made me cry!
You're not crying, that's... You just put water... You just... After this brief encounter, Dr. Ian decided to completely rewrite his hypothesis and further develop his previously quarter-baked and unsupported claims. Now, they are even more intriguing and ridiculous than ever.
Hello again, Dr. Ol, and thank you for graciously accepting my request that you return and finish up our discussion.
You left me 592 voicemails? Then you broke into my house last night and threatened to kill my tropical fish. The filming team for this documentary confirmed the occurrence of this event in a short interview with the fish. We were able to reproduce the scene with advanced neurophysical memory extraction technology.
Say goodbye to your precious fish! certainly didn't do any of that. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, as I said, you left early last time, so we have a lot to talk about today.
Not really. Like I said, the sun is a real thing. It is very much...
How many years did you say you spent at fake science school?
Excuse me?
That's what I thought. Now, tell me about the moon. Why does it do that?
What does it do what?
That, of course.
Are you about to bombard me with a crackpot theory on the moon now?
I wouldn't call it crackpot. Especially since you can't prove that the moon is not the sun's acne-scarred third cousin now, can you? If you've ever actually been there?
Actually, there have been...
But how do you know?
Humans have been on the moon!
Were they really?
They brought back... You can't just interrupt me with gibberish!
I kind of can, since you only gave me half an hour and this is kind of my show, so I can do whatever I want, but we're wasting time right now, so let's move on to my main point! If you prove your knowledge of the moon with manned missions, how do you do the same for the sun? Exactly.
The surface of the sun is 5,505 degrees Celsius. It is literally impossible to send a probe to the surface of the sun, much less a manned mission. Human sacrifices to the sun are a little outdated at this point in time.
And so, it is your wholly heliocentric model.
Okay, wholly is a stretch. The heliocentric theory is very much a legitimate theory.
Copernicus died in 1543. Do you even know how long ago that was?
Well, it's simple math, so...
He thought that everything orbited around the sun, but the sun doesn't exist, so Copernicus was wrong! Look, scientific theories and, say, computer software updates have a lot in common. They both get replaced eventually by newer models that are better, improved, with more testing, and then the old one just goes to waste. Do you see how that works?
Not if the old theory holds up, and no one updates their computer software anyway, so that analogy doesn't work.
There you go again, throwing insults and personal slights into this intellectual space. Now, let me ask you again, Dr. Ohl, and I want a clear answer from you. Where is your physical evidence of the sun's existence?
Like I said, it's impossible to send a manned mission to the sun, which exists, so I suppose there is no physical evidence in that sense.
That is exactly what I'm getting to. You have no evidence. You've never brought back matter from the sun.
We do have evidence. We can send a probe to orbit the sun.
But if your heliocentric model holds up, probes are already orbiting the sun just by being on Earth. This is why the state of science today is what it is now. You feed the public falsified and paraphrased information. Why?
And we can logically assume, based on the gravitational and radiational effect that the sun has on the Earth and other celestial bodies in the universe.
And how do you expect the public to confirm that?
All claims have to be thoroughly vetted and verified. Anyone with an internet connection can access proof of sources and scientific studies online.
How do I know that the government isn't paying you to say that?
I assure you.
How do I know about anything? All of these facts and observations and bits of data, how do I know it's all real? I have no evidence of it myself. I can't feel the earth spinning right now. How do I know that it is? How can you expect me to believe?
Because you have to trust us. We're the only people with the proper tools and training to observe the universe. Empirical evidence, that's what science is. You prove something by directly and indirectly observing it. You can't just run around making random crackpot theories because you can't have access to physical evidence. You have to trust us.
Joke's on you, because I lost my ability to trust 10 years ago.
What do infomercials have? Okay,
I didn't say that.
You know what?
Didn't say that.
I don't want to hear another word out of you. I'm gonna go because I don't get paid enough for this. Have a great day.
Fine. We'll just leave it at that. But I think I won.
After the failed second collaboration with Dr. Ole, Dr. Iad decided to pursue solo work.
My theory. I finally refined it after all these years. I spent my life wondering. It finally makes sense. Oh yeah, the dissertation. I'll get to that. In my proposed model, here is the ground, or the earth, which keeps everything down because of gravity. Here is what we call the sky, but is actually a dome that protects the earth and keeps everything trapped inside. I'll refer to this as the atmosphere. Now, how does the sun factor into this? Well, I believe that there is an infinite amount of light in space, but most of this light never reaches Earth because of protection from the atmosphere. Light can only reach the Earth through holes in the atmosphere. A particularly large hole is what mainstream scientists call the sun, which can be more accurately termed as the void. So, with all this light in different directions, the void here and other ostensible celestial objects reach the Earth and appear to rotate or orbit because the atmosphere itself is always spinning. That's why I call this model the rotating DJ dance lamp model. Now, how does this model compare with the conventional atmospheric model of the Earth and the so-called Sun? Well, you see, there's the rotating DJ dance lamp model here, and if I can get this to cooperate, here is the atmospheric model, which is... Well, that can't be right. It's... Stop the cameras! I just don't understand how this could have... I put all my studies and all my work, I put everything into this project, everything I had. I just wanted this one thing so bad, and I couldn't even get that. The atmospheric model and the rotating DJ dance lamp model, they all look the same. I'm a mainstream scientist. Oh no. I can't do this! Not after everything! I ruined my own life! I lost friends, my family, I threw it all away for this, and now you're telling me the sun is real! You're telling me the sun is real! Stop! Thank you for your time! Not now! I can't do this!
As it turns out, much to Dr. Iad's dismay, the sun is real. The producers now realize that there may have been no point to this film. Later, Dr. Iad would seriously pursue a career in infomercials. He still loves dance lamps. Remember kids, conspiracy theories are born when you bang.